I asked my friend if he had ever shot with a professional camera at all.
Ha mai fatto foto con una camera professionale?
And he said, no. No. Can a person who has never taken a professional camera in their own hands get sharp photos out of the EF 135mm f2? We're gonna see that after the intro. What's up guys, Dan Frullani here and welcome back to a new video. What do I talk about today? The Canon R6 with the 135mm f2 EF version. What about it? Okay, I start from the beginning. I've been using this lens a lot, especially for portraits, and it's just amazing. The quality of its bokeh, it's fantastic. Its sharpness, the reproduction of the colors, everything is great. It's a lens that comes with pros and cons. One of the cons is that when we shoot with the subject with the source of light behind them, we lose a lot of contrast, a lot of everything. But in my opinion, that's also a strength, because we can achieve somehow particular results. Of course, even though we lose some contrast, that's not the end of the world. There's nothing that we can't fix in post. And as I was saying, at the same time, this lens has a kind of a magic touch. It has a strong character. But okay, what do I want to tell you about this lens today? Even before getting this lens, watching YouTube videos and talking about it with my colleagues, I was told that this lens was not good, that it was almost impossible to get sharp images for what concerns stills because of its lack of stabilization. And I even heard someone saying it was getting rid of the lens, even for very cheap, because it wasn't able to get sharp images out of it. I was kind of worried, but I decided to give it a shot and I got this lens. And honestly, I've never had problems for what concerns sharpness. Never. Back then, I thought, well, that's weird. That photographer is using a Canon R6, and the Canon R6 has IBIS, in-body stabilization. So, seriously, I don't understand. And, you know, I'm definitely not a human gimbal. I drink a lot of coffee and, you know, but still, I can get sharp images out of it. I don't find it something difficult. So I thought maybe it's a matter of experience. Maybe I'm just good at it. So the other day I went downtown Madrid. I was with a friend, so I decided to make a video about portraits with this lens, the Canon EF 135mm f2. After shooting some portraits, I asked my friend if he had ever shot with a professional camera at all.
Ha mai fatto foto con una camera professionale?
And he said, no. No, he had never used a professional camera, not to mention with such a lens, a 135mm, which is kind of tight, so pretty shaky. So I got the idea to put the camera in his hands, and seriously, he didn't even know how to hold the camera, how to hold it properly. So I just adjusted the settings because he had no idea what to touch there, and I told them to shoot some portraits of me. he did. And to my surprise, even though he didn't know how to frame the subject, he didn't know how to compose the shot at all, and he didn't even know the right moment to press the button to shoot. And of course, he had no idea of all the tricks that photographers do when shooting photos, like to choose the best moments when the model passes from one pose to another. But of course, that's something pro, that's not something easy at all. So I wasn't expecting him to do something like that. But even though, as I said, there's no proper framing or composition or anything, the photos came out really sharp. So I tried to fix them a bit, to crop them, to frame the subject, me in this case, probably. Then I give it a touch of color grading, and they're not the best photos in the world, but they're sharp. So if a person who had never used a professional camera before could do that, get like very sharp images with a very wide aperture, I wonder how it is possible that professional photographers complained about it, about the lack of stabilization, even the ones using the Canon R6, that, as you have seen in this video, even an absolute beginners can get very sharp images using the Canon R6 and the Canon EF 135mm f2 that doesn't have any stabilization, just the IBIS of the camera, and that's more than good enough to get very sharp images. Alright, anyways, just remember to hit the like button and leave a comment down below, and check the links in the description to see all my gear stuff and things, my gear, and check the link to Epidemic Sound, and you can get 1 month of awesome music and great sound effects, 1 month for free. About the photographers who got rid of this lens, the 135mm EF version, I don't get it. Why would you do that? I understand if you wanted to switch to the RF mount version because of its quality, water aperture, even though it's just f1.8, the EF version is f2. Not a big difference, but I understand more advanced technology, more modern lens, RF mount, yeah. But for the ones who got rid of this lens or purchased a much more expensive lens because of the lack of stabilization of the EF version, especially if they have a Canon R6 or Canon R5 that they have IBIS, well, as I told you, I don't get it. Because even an absolute beginner could get very sharp images out of this lens with this camera. Alright, I think I don't have anything else to say. Alright, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, smash the like button right now and subscribe if you ain't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah!